It is called Band of Brothers. So Community Challenge 3, Band of Brothers. Let's go through how it works. Let me put it up on the screen here. Where can I put you? Let's just put you underneath the Community Challenge leader. And let me get my rules list. So, Community Challenge, Band of Brothers. Rather than everyone finding their own seeds, I have created 8 seeds that you may use to attempt the challenge. All the seeds have Melting Remnant as the main clan, and then there are 2 seeds per secondary clan. You can see that here in the custom challenge screen that I have showing right now. So there's, excuse me, 2 with Hellhorn, 2 with Awoken, 2 with Stygian Guard, 2 with Umbra as secondary clans. And the challenge is, you have to get all the way through Seraph, and your end screen must have the same units that you started with. And you think, okay, well that's fine. You just play through it and you don't purge anything, right? Well, in every one of the seeds, permadeath is enabled. So you cannot have any one of your starting units die throughout the run. Otherwise, you have to somehow find a way to replace them. So, let me go through the rules now. First, only your first attempt per seed is considered. So you can run all 8 seeds. If you want to try it 8 times, you can run all 8 seeds, but repeats on the same seed don't count. Only your first scored run is considered a valid attempt. Okay. Second, where is it? Yeah, again, you must end all starting units must be in your end screen. And that includes the dregs you get from being Melting Remnant, the train stewards from just picking any clan, and any draft units which show up as part of that specific seed. All of them have to make it to the end of your run. Then you may retry battles as often as you like, which is something I can't check for anyway, because anyone can exit and then re-enter. And let me get into the last rule, or yeah. In case you lose a unit, you are allowed to duplicate one. So you may duplicate units to replace purged units. So if you're playing it and early on you lose a train steward or you lose a dreg, you may duplicate one of your remaining train stewards and dregs in order to fulfill the conditions of the challenge. And last is straightforward. Highest score wins. So, and it's highest score across all 8 seeds. Okay. So we'll put this back in the corner. Again, just quickly run through it. Band of Brothers, you need to end. You need to end the run with the same units that you started with. Permadeath is enabled in all seeds. You may retry battles as often as you want. You can duplicate units to replace units that died or were purged. And your highest score across all 8 seeds wins. Some notes. You're absolutely fine to take draft units, but those draft units have to either get purged or die before you defeat Seraph. So if you want to get like a A tank, it's fine. Just make sure that it dies during the Seraph fight, or you purge it before you fight Seraph. Similar with any other units that you get. And of course, you don't have to play the units. You can just treat them as dead weights. If you're super concerned about them dying, then they can just be basically dead weights in your hand. And let me think if there's any other kind of tips. Not really. So I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, and what does the winner get? So people seem to be super interested in the original soundtrack, so we're not going to do that for this one. Instead, as you guys know, I do a streamer name of the day. So the winner, apart from just being, having the bragging rights of winning the challenge, you get to pick a streamer name of the day for me for 3 days of the stream or something like that. I think I put 3 days in the Reddit challenge. So I'm going to post the Reddit officially. Post the rules to Reddit officially. And then we can get started with some examples, or at least some attempts for me to try to do the run. All right, so let's jump into the very first one, the very first seed. It's a Hellhorned Umbra seed, and let's give it a try. So again, Melting Remnant, Hellhorned, everything's on Covenant level 5, and permadeath is enabled in every one of them. So if any of your units die, they get purged from your deck. So you have to be very careful about how you use your units so that they're not dying. Otherwise, you can't fulfill the challenge. All right. Let's get into it. Yeah. And entry for this one's really straightforward. So you don't have to do a video. You don't have to do any kind of image sharing or filling out a Google Forms. It's literally just if you submit a run, I'll check all the top scores, and if they fulfill the challenge conditions, then they're considered an entry into the challenge. So, alright, what do we start with? We start with drafts and fledgling imps. This is about the worst seed you could imagine. So you have 2 drafts, 2 fledgling imps, and then a Wicked Blaze. The Wicked Blaze is pretty useless because you can't reform purged units. And we have an extra 4 units in our starting deck, 2 of which die immediately after you play them. Let's see, how do we want to do this? Flicker Slicker, I have some thoughts around this. We'll take it for now. So basically we're only going to be able to play torches on our champion to start, and we can take Burnout, Rector Flicker. We're going to need to in order to survive through Daedalus with the deck we started with, because it's basically a bunch of deadweights. And we can try to reform him with Wicked Blaze. I'm going to want the coins. So we take it. And basically, maybe we can play out Train Stewards, but other than that, we really can't play out any cards. Because they'll die before they're able to come back. The only thing that we can reform is our champion if he dies from Burnout. Which, in this case, he's definitely going to die from Burnout. I'm going to play the Train Steward so that it's more likely I get to Wicked Blaze. And we hope that... hope that we get torches, and we're hoping that Yeah, it's a little bit dicey. Let me think here. We played the second train steward. The concern is this guy here. I think we don't play it. And the imps will instantly die if I play them. Okay, cool. So we can do 1, 2, 3, prevent any damage onto our train steward, and now we have to get our we have to get our Wicked Blitz. We'll get it because we have yeah, perfect. So then that should be enough to kill the boss easily, and we can pick off the backline unit. We haven't lost anything so far. So first fight, no unit deaths. Mold isn't going to help. Hallowed Drippings is a way to keep some of our units alive, but it's really like you have to draw it on exactly the turn you get it. Important Work doesn't work with this deck, and I don't think we're going to take armor. So what do we need here in order to survive? We need high damage spells from, so like Inferno would be really helpful, and there are specific unit upgrades that can help us. We will take units now. Can't play Consumer Pounds. Alpha Fiend is fine for now, because we're okay if they... Okay, there we go. So this helps. One of the things that's important about this challenge is Endless counters permadeath. So your unit, even though they die, if they have Endless on them, they won't get removed from your deck. I think for now the best unit in our hands is the Drafts. And we can even give it Rage 7. So it does a huge burst of damage and then dies. And then we can keep playing it over and over and over again. It's like basically a 14, 28, 48 damage spell. We are going to need that type of support. Alright, get to the next battle. We just have to always make sure that we're playing the right draft, not the wrong one when we play it. Okay, so we can put regular... Excuse me, sorry. Had a kind of bad cough the last couple of days. Alright, so we do Alpha Fiend plus Rector Flicker. Rector Flicker is going to take a lot of damage here. I don't think we can afford to play the Train Steward. I think it's too risky right now. It's very likely we lose it. This is not the draft that is endless. We will torch you. We should get the endless draft or last, or a torch in the next one. We did get the endless draft and a torch. Oh, they killed it. Okay. But it died as well. I don't know how it died. Oh, because of the exploding candle. So we can torch the backliner. We can play our draft, and we want him... He's going to do more damage than... Yeah, he's going to do more damage than our Alpha King. He can do 29 damage plus his on death damage. And then we're just hoping we get our Wicked Blaze. We got it. And that is enough to kill the boss. We can even throw this guy in again. There we go. So, starting off, a little tricky, but I think we actually have a pretty good setup here. Getting 2 units aren't going to help that much. I don't think we need a second Hallowed Drippings. 1 is enough. Inferno helps a lot. I don't think we need any of these other units. So we rely on Inferno, we rely on our Alpha Fiend for now. Oh, it's dead. It purged out. Actually, I should have taken a unit. That was a mistake. Let's get a Remnant unit, and we're hoping again for another Endless. Yeah, Tycoon's fine. Didn't get Endless. But we did get Quick. I don't think Quick is very helpful for us. Multi-strike. Well, we could have multi-strike on you, plus Rage 7. We might lose you though, that's the only issue. But I think we need something to kind of keep us in the game for a little while until we get more Endless on our units. Let's purge a... No, I don't think we do it. Can we purge a spell? I guess we could purge a torch. Maybe we do Hallowed Drippings. It's not particularly useful now. We can try to save it to be able to play out units later. And what do we have? Damage shield. Okay. I really actually should upgrade spells next time I can, because it would be good to get holdover on our reform. This takes out the whole first floor. The real issue is the Wickless Tycoon is very likely to die if we don't get to reform at exactly the right time. If our Rector Flicker dies and we have no protection for it, we're in a lot of trouble. This is the Endless Burnout one, but I think it's just better. Just doing 100 damage to the That was not the time that we wanted to draw that. Let's continue to put some chip damage onto this unit. See if we can get it before it reaches the top. Yeah, this is what I was worried about. We can reduce the damage by 4. Or 3, I should say. And there's the Endless Draft. It will not die yet. Here you die. If I put you here, you could almost kill all those guys. At least you get this guy down to where he's only going to do one shot to the pyre. I'm really looking for... Oh, we got it. Oh my gosh. Okay. And that should be enough to kill Daedalus. It's not! It's not enough. I thought it would be enough. What about with the draft? The draft taking 1 damage. No, he's already dying from burnout. What about putting you here? Oh, it's so close. It's so close, but not quite enough. We are gonna lose the. We're gonna lose the. Or we did lose our unit there, so he's permanently gone. We can kill this Inferno. Dang it! So we're losing units every time. Sacrificial Resurrection is interesting because it allows us to get a draft that we don't care if it dies, and it only consumes, it doesn't purge the other units in our hand, which is one of the issues that we have. And I think it's more likely we can play, although One Horn's Tome, problem is Rector Flicker doesn't keep, if he dies, he doesn't come back with, multi-strike. So let's do, yeah, let's do it with, Sacrificial Resurrection. I think this is going to be the best for us now. And Demon Fiend is the most likely of them to survive. It just means we have to take Pyre or Ember, which is okay. It also makes Inferno a little bit easier to play. And I think now what would be good is to go for spells. We don't want to purge anything else anyway. We can get minus cost on the Inferno. Seems good. Is there anything to Delisac? No. Getting a plus 20 damage and consume on a torch seems okay. Well, no, I think we're okay there. We'll just keep it as this. Permafrost onto Wicked Blaze is really important. It means that we can always get back our Rector Flicker the turn that we need it. Making it 1 cost isn't really necessary, but we might as well. And then we can just add some damage to it. Alright, let's get into Champion Upgrade. We're going to stay with Burnout because Reform doesn't do anything. All of our units just die unless they have Endless. And we will take the challenge. Okay, Rector Flicker. And we can play Bolt. Good. Put it behind. This is exactly what I was saying. So now we keep the Wicked Blaze, and we know we can use it if we need it. I think here we just Inferno this. We might as well. We can take out the backliner and then reduce the damage to our Rector Flicker. This is a little bit of a problem, but we can take out the backliner, torch him to reduce some damage. It's only 11 damage though, that's the issue. Is that this guy, even with Endless, isn't going to be able to survive a hit. Although he will do 5 damage every time he dies, so that is something. Okay, so this is actually perfect timing. Let's not incant there. So we bring in Rector Flicker. Then we put out this draft. And then we use Sacrificial Resurrection. They're consumed, not purged. So they're still in the deck. And then we can chump block with this draft. Doesn't really matter. With this draft, who is going to get purged. So he'll purge out on death. But it means that we can kill this Clip Guardian. Okay, we keep making the rounds. Yeah, we want to get back to Wicked Blaze, so do it like that. Yeah, here's the problem. Taking out one of them. Okay, we did it. And we don't lose our Demon Fiend. Barely. So we will get to keep our Demon Fiend for another fight. Oh, that was close. None of this is very valuable. We don't have lots of units die because we can't let them. And we can't reform units. So this is all garbage for us. Another Inferno actually seems okay. Inflame also seems okay to give Rage and Armor to our Demon Fiends to make sure it doesn't die. Maybe that's better. But we do have an issue of getting into the back line unless we get a lot of upgrades onto our Demon Fiend. It's tough. I think I still am going to take the Inferno. We need outs for Seraph, and it's hard. What do you do right now? You restore Pyre health. Hold on to it. We can have it restore Pyre health on reserve rather than on play. And then it can be just a Pyre health unless we use it later on. I don't think duplicating now. I think better would be to upgrade our Demon Fiend to make it less likely to die. Getting an extra slot is also really good. It also means that, yeah, so we want a multi-strike on Demon Fiend. Giving this draft extra health means it's better for tanking hits and giving hits out on the second floor. Large Stone. Problem is with Large Stone is that we can't play it on its own. We have to play it on its own floor, which is a little bit risky, but maybe that's okay. And then we'll set this up that hopefully later we get endless on it. But for now, it's not particularly useful. Alright, let's see what we get out of the Concealed Caverns. I think we leave these. I think we want all of our spells. So we're not going to touch it. So we have one floor with the Rector Flicker, one floor with our big Demon Fiend. Are we okay with Spell Shield? I don't think it's worth the risk here. Overcharged Tank is going to be annoying. I think it's better to just play this out and then play the Rector Flicker. And we don't need to keep any of this. So we can torch you, use Sacrificial Resurrection to make sure none of them get purged. Play the draft, even though it's going to die right away. Use it. It's still better that way. You going here seems good. And the backliner is dying anyway because of his burnout, so let's put damage onto the overcharged tank. We've got Wicked Blaze. So we can bring back the Rector Flicker. And getting incidental damage onto you seems good. We don't have to play Demon Fiend. We can do it like this. That kills you. That kills that floor. And then we play Demon Fiend and we need him. We have the Reform now. Putting you behind does extra bunch of damage. And we're going to play Rector Flicker on the next floor again. As well as this should be enough to kill him. This should be enough to kill him. Cool. So we still have all of our units. We haven't lost anything yet. None of them have purged out from death. Let's just check the deck. We don't need a second Wicked Blaze. I don't think stealth is going to help much. And we don't want another imp and any of this imp stuff. Right, now it's got the reserve, on reserve, restore pyre health, which is fine. We just basically use it to heal our pyre, and that's it. We can maybe put permafrost on it. I do want to go for more upgrades with the hope that we get endless on the second draft. But yeah, so we still have both of our drafts. We still have our 3 dregs. We still have our 2 imps. So we haven't, and our 4 train stewards. So we have not lost any units yet, despite the fact that we started with tons and tons of units. I actually think getting the second Inferno lower cost and maybe trying to get holdover on one of them, because we don't want to remove, and even though I do want the endless, I think it's fine to do it this way. We don't do any of this. We can't double stack anyway. Permafrost on you just basically means we can use it as we need it. And maybe we can put some extra burnout on one of our... making you also 1 cost is probably fine. And extra 10 damage on another torch. It means that we can use Sacrificial Resurrection, and then we can use Hallow Drippings to keep that draft alive longer. Let's go for an artifact. Cards with Consume. I think we skip. The only card with Consume is Hallow Drippings, and we just want it to stay in our deck. So I actually don't think we need that. So we just traded some pyre health for coins. Probably not great, but we do have the Hallow Drippings, which heals our pyre. So I'm not too stressed out about it. we'll play Rector Flicker. I think we're okay to play Demon Pain here. Can't fit him. We'll play him up top, which should be totally fine here. We use him as like a final place where they have to try to get through, and we can always block with the draft. So I think we're going to be just fine. You can't get through that. We need to put you behind to take out the backliners. You are the endless one. Whew. Stressed me out a little bit. Kick you off. And we can even reduce damage, but I don't think it's necessary. I think we just do damage as well. Now we block here. And we don't need to use Sacrificial Resurrection yet. Hopefully we draw our Wicked Blaze. Would be great. So we get our Rector Flicker immediately back. We didn't. Oh, we did get it, but we also got Inferno. So we can just Inferno the floor, save some damage onto our Rector Flicker. And then we can use Draft here to do some extra damage on Spell. Heal up our Pyre some more. I think we're in really good shape. At least so far. Yeah, we don't want to nuke our Rector Flicker, so I think instead we nuke Fel. We can either do damage to Fel, or we can put some damage onto the Clipped Guardian. I think getting some extra damage to the Fel seems okay. We can even torch him. Now we can nuke you. Put the draft behind. We can even increase the damage onto Fel if we do it like that. We definitely can't nuke Fel now, but we can. Nah, it doesn't really matter. Let's just put damage onto him and play the draft. And I mean, we can do this either way. It doesn't matter. He still dies. Do we have Wicked Blaze? We do have it coming up. And there it is. That should be enough. It's not quite enough. You blocking the first bit is enough. Cool. So we kept our Demon Fiend alive again. Which is quite good. Yeah, none of this is valuable here. Skip. And I think another capacity, it means that we can play Rector Flicker and Demon Fiend on the same floor, which helps out a lot. Alternatively, we can draw to make it more likely that we get to our Wicked Blazes and our Infernos and so on. Maybe we keep, well, maybe we do that. And we focus on, we keep Demon Fiend in the top. He's still cleanup crew where we block with the drag, and then we keep Rector Flicker on the bottom floor, and then reform him up the floors as we can. I don't think trinkets are really what we want. There are some spell upgrades that we would be happy to get. Vapor Funnel is actually pretty good. Save us some higher health. Making the other Inferno one cost is probably fine here. Although I really would like, maybe we make this 0 cost. I really would like to have a holdover on one of the Infernos. Excellent. So we got a 2-cost holdover Inferno. We can minus the cost of the torch, and we'll leave it at that. So then we play Rector Flicker on the bottom floor. We always Inferno the middle floor, and then we have Demon Fiend in the top floor. I think we can go for this. There's a good chance we start with an Inferno. Of course, you don't here, but it's fine. Rector Flicker almost kills this Gilded Wing. This guy is going to be a real jerk. And I think we accept some damage on our Demon Fiends in order to prevent some damage on our Pyre. And they're gonna get stunned and then killed. They're gonna do some Pyre damage, but we'll heal all of that back up with Hello Drippings. And of course we get a light, which is not great. I think we Inferno here. We can torch for the coins. And I would like to play Sacrificial Resurrection, but we really can't. We'll just play out the Self-Mutilation, and we'll torch this guy so we don't get a second blight. We're taking a lot of damage on our Demon Fiend, but it's not really a lot about that. A little bit scary. We need to start being able to chump block with our... there's our 1-cost Inferno. Chump blocking with our other Wrath. Which is right here. Now we can bring back the Rector Flicker. And I think we just take, because we really need to get this draft out. So I think we Inferno here, and we take the 5 damage in order to get the draft out, and put some damage onto these units back here. And then we're going to put the draft up top in order to absorb damage. Any more damage. So now we have the Hallowed Drippings, we can start to counter these mutilations. Put the draft up top, and Inferno. We can even torch one of them. Torch this backliner, and then play this up. So I think we're in pretty good shape again. Are we going to get... we really need Wicked Blaze relatively soon. We can do Inferno, a draft. I don't want to do this. I think we draft up top. Part of me is like, do we still just play the Inferno? You know what I think we do? I think we Inferno here. And then we use Sacrificial Resurrection to get a big 100 damage burst on the boss. We're gonna get Sacrificial Resurrection, or we're gonna get Wicked Blaze on the last turn, which is a problem. We might have to retry this fight. We definitely Inferno you. We play out this draft, which just immediately dies. Yeah, we're gonna have to retry the battle. Gotta think about how we do this, because we can't... I mean, we can actually win this right now. What I can do is I can Inferno twice, and then bring back Rector Flicker, and Rector Flicker should be able to kill him, especially with the draft. And we just lose the Demon Fiend now in front of the Seraph fight. Maybe we have to do it that way. We have to get rid of him anyway. And now the question is, do you do more than 100 damage? Maybe. Let's play out the Rector Flicker. 160, you'll kill him. Okay, we're good. So we lose Demon Fiends. We lose Demon Fiends in order to be able to kill the boss. We had to lose Demon Fiend anyway, though. That was mandatory. Mortal Entrapment, being able to daze Seraph twice is probably not that important. And we don't need to do any shields. So we're going in there now with the same units we started with. I will try to go for one last attempt at an Endless. Or we duplicate the draft we have and eliminate the one that doesn't have Endless. That could also work. And then we just have the 2 drafts. Maybe that's better. But we don't have any other spell improvements we want. think this way is more likely to be successful for us. So let's see what trinkets there are first. None of these. I guess friendly units getting extra health, whatever. Rage is okay on our drafts. Now if we get 2 of them, so we duplicate this one. Now we have 2 endless drafts, and we can just make this free, and we can purge out this draft. Or just let it die. We'll have a chance to let it die. We don't have to purge it. We can get some extra points with coins. So the way we're going to play this one out is basically completely relying on our drafts, our infernos, and our... problem is our infernos get consumed. And we can play you now because we need you to die anyway, and then we have these extra flights in our deck, which is pretty nice. We can play Hallow Dripping whenever we need to consume something else instead, like here, for example. Dimensional Shard. We can even keep this guy alive longer by playing it, and increase your burnout, which is also good. And I think then we play you. I think we use the torch up top. No, we use the torch on you. We don't care about... You're going to die to the pyre anyway. In fact, all you guys are going to die to the pyre, but I'd rather not have so many blights in my deck. And then we Inferno here. And we have the shards. Okay. Pretty good. Torching you. Really good. And then we double Inferno. And we keep everything else the same. Now we've got both drafts. We can just accept this for now so that we don't lose our Inferno. Or we play the Torch and Inferno and then take 2 pyre damage is probably the best. So we Inferno this floor, play double draft here. That kills the backliner, and then, yeah, we just play... Oh wait, no. Maybe we don't need to Inferno. We just accept this pyre damage, and in that case we take out the vengeful shards. We can even reduce the amount of damage we're going to take from that guy up top. How much would it reduce it? Yeah, it'd reduce it at least 1 hit. He's going to die to the pyre. Actually, it might even be 2 hits. Yep. This is the problem. We got Wicked Blaze, we don't have another spell to purge or to consume. And yeah, we're in a little bit of a tricky spot here. I think we do it like this, and we'll let this guy get the top. Go color. Have fun. Get rid of the Vengeful Shard, and I think that's just we're gonna have to play it for now because we need a second spell. And I'm actually okay with getting rid of the Inferno now in order to play out the Wicked Blaze, which is much more important. And in fact, the way I think we do this is we Inferno. Because again, these guys aren't going to do that much damage. We're going to be fine here. So I think we Inferno here. Lose the Inferno. We Wicked Blaze to bring back Rector Flicker. He's dying from burnout right now, so we can put behind him Double Draft, which does something, but we have to get him back before he reaches the top floor or we're dead. Alright, we haven't got him so far. We can play this in order to get another draft who's doing extra damage. We're going to take more damage here, and basically do draw Wicked Blaze. If we draw it, we win. We drew it. Alright, we're good. I think. Are we good? 139 puts him at less than 100. He takes 35. No, we're dead. Alright, we'll have to replay the battle. Think about how to do this a little bit cleaner the second time. If we'd had one more Pyre health, we would have been fine. So maybe there was somewhere in there that we could have optimized. So let's get back into this seed and continue. And we'll try it one last time, or wait, I don't know. We'll try it, because I'm pretty sure we can beat this. So, we put in Rector Flicker, put in our draft that's going to die, and we leave it at that. So now we don't need to play Inferno here, so that is probably already an improvement, is that we don't play, because these guys are both going to die to the Pyre already. So we just leave it at this, and we keep the Hallow Drippings later for another opportunity to get rid of cards. And we can play out self-mutilations. No issue. But we just we let them get up there because right now we're not at really any serious risk. So yeah, we just can stay. Take that up higher. Now we can get rid of the one cost Inferno here. Then we play Wicked Blaze to bring back the Rector Flicker. And part of me is like, do I just do Sacrificial Resurrection now? But I think we're okay to stay like this. Although, if we do Sacrificial Resurrection, so let's increase how long you're going to stick around. Right? And then we do Sacrificial Resurrection. We can put this guy... Oh, we can't play him! That was a mistake. I was thinking we could put him in front and then block the damage, but it didn't work. So that might have all been a mistake. Alright, we can put you here, do some damage. Oh! Pff, dumb. My mic's not even down. How's that? Is that better? Should be much easier to hear now. And then you can actually lower the overall volume. Turns out, bringing your mic to your mouth helps with how people can hear you. Do this and get rid of the purge. We do draft, draft. We get rid of sacrificial resurrection, get rid of all those cards, get another draft. So he'll die to the pyre as well. I don't know that this attempt is going to be better than the last one, but it will be an attempt, that is for sure. And we are preventing a lot of pyre damage, so it's actually looking okay so far. We have the Wicked Blaze ready for the next turn. We can torch you, Inferno, and then one of you is sufficient to almost kill both of them. We'll take 8 damage. Okay. I don't care about that little bit of damage here. I think more important is we Inferno the top floor. Why do we have this draft? Did we never play the other draft? I thought we played you a long time ago. Wicked Blaze to bring back Rector Flicker. And then if we accept the damage there, so we can do more damage onto Sarah. And unless we draw it immediately, we're dead. Okay, so it didn't work second time. I made some stupid mistakes. We'll try it again. Because I really think we can find a way to pull off this Sarah fight. Custom challenge. Top entry. And continue run. Alright, so Burnout Rector Flicker. Draft. See, I thought you died. How did you come back later? You have no endless. Weird. Alright, maybe I'm going crazy here. We heal. We can't play our Train Stewards because they'll get purged out if we play them. What is this? Yeah, if a non-champion unit dies, it's purged from your deck. But it didn't get purged, that was what was weird. Vengeful Shard. We don't play any of this yet. So we just let them get up there because they'll die to... Yeah, he didn't purge. Why didn't he purge? Oh, he did purge that time. Okay, sorry. I'm losing my mind. He's good now. Alright. How do we want to do this one? I think we definitely get rid of these two. We accept the Blight. And we just stay as is. We want to... maybe we consume one of the torches now. Maybe we do that. Let's do that. Let's get a huge burst of damage onto this guy. And... I honestly don't care that much about the Blights. I'm just thinking that it would be good to have a thinner deck so we can get back to our Wicked Blaze much more likely. That it's much more likely we get back to our Wicked Blaze later. So here... play draft. How do I want to do this? I think we don't do Sacrificial Resurrection yet. So we play this draft here. We play Hallowed Drippings on him. We Wicked Blaze our Rector Flicker to bring him back. And we Inferno. And then we can do Sacrificial Resurrection. Oh, that's where this guy came from. We couldn't play him before. That's right. So this is actually really good, because we can do it like this. We can put the draft here. Is that better? I think it's better here. Then we can Sacrificial Resurrection to remove everything in our hand. Do we want to... Let's get rid of this guy. And now we get rid of those Vengeful Shards, so they're not in our deck anymore. And then we can put this draft here, I think? Yeah, here. Doing more damage to all these units. And I think we can get rid of one of our Infernos at this point. So we consume this Inferno. We want to keep the holdover Inferno. And then we can play this Endless Draft at the bottom. And then we're hoping to redraw our Wicked Blaze. And I will Inferno my own Rector Flicker if I needed to, but I didn't need to. We're good here. He's gonna die just fine. I think we can Torch Seraph. Inferno this middle floor. And then we play out both drafts. So we want this one to get purged out of the deck. And now we're guaranteed to draw Wicked Blaze. We Inferno first. Then we play Wicked Blaze to bring back our Rector Flicker. And he's gonna die from... Let's see, do you do more damage? You're gonna do... Rage. You might be able to kill him, getting another 163 damage, which would be better. Is that right? Yeah, because you'll... 10 times 2 plus... Rage does 21... Because it's 3 per rage. 21 plus 21, yeah, that should be enough. And then we get another 100-something damage. Yeah, we're good. Except you die. Oh, you're just blocking a hit. Ah, that wasn't so great. It did an extra 5 damage instead. I should have put it behind. So now we just need to get Wicked Blaze. And is it going to be enough is what we will discover now. Burnout 6. 980 is pretty close. 1 or 1047. 1114. We can get another 60 damage, and I think that that's better. We'll take 8 damage here, and that still doesn't change our damage thresholds with Sarah. It's going to be really close. I think we're okay though. I think we actually did it this time, because these two by themselves do 134 damage, and then he'll die to the pyre without taking any pyre damage. We won't play the Train Stewards, we need them for the finish screen. Okay, so that's the challenge. Barely got it. Barely got it. But we can check the end screen just to verify that all of our units from the beginning stayed all the way until the end. Run summary. So, we started with Rector Flicker. I mean, you're going to keep your champion. We started with 3 dregs. We have 3 dregs. We started with 2 drafts. We have 2 drafts. We started with 2 imps. We have 2 imps. We started with 4 Train Stewards. We have 4 Train Stewards. So we ended the run with exactly the same set of units that we started with. And it is the first attempt on the seed. We did end up having to retry the Seraph fight a few times. We didn't actually end up having to duplicate units. Oh no, we did. We duplicated one draft so that we had a better one going into the final fight. And then our spells are whatever, right? You can have whatever spells you want. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video and want to see more of this kind of content, click that like button, subscribe, comment below, and check out my other videos. This has been Nate. You can also call me Nathan, but please never call me Nathaniel, and I will see you in the next video.